Hey guys, it's Todd. Welcome to the channel today. I am at Oak Tree National Golf Club. This is my home course, and by the way, this is one of the hardest golf courses in the state of Oklahoma. I think it is the hardest golf course in the state. Matter of fact, the course rating here is 79. So if you look at the scorecard, it's crazy how great this golf course is. I love this course because it challenges me, and I get better because I play here. Now, what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna do a quick warm-up because I'm gonna take you on the course. A lot of you asked me to go on the golf course and do some on the course instruction and playing. That's what we're gonna do. But today, I wanna show you a quick warm up, and then in this series, we'll head to the course. So there's no better feeling knowing that when you wake up in the morning to go play golf, so that you're gonna play well. There's no better feeling of hitting good golf shots down the fairway. Years ago, I was frustrated because I lost that. I was confused, I was frustrated, and then I met Mo Norman and learned the single plane swing. And so now I wake up every day and I know I'm gonna hit it well, I know I'm gonna play well, I know I'm gonna have fun. So my mission today is to help as many people as possible wake up every day feeling good that they're gonna go out there and play great because of the single plane swing. Hey single planers, I am here at Oak Tree National Golf Club here in Edmond, Oklahoma. This is my home course. I gotta tell you, this place is one of my favorite places to play golf, mostly because two reasons. Number one, this is all about golf. This is one of the hardest golf courses that you'll ever play. There is actually 18 tour players that are members out here because guys like to play this place. It's so difficult, so it's a privilege actually to be out here. I'm gonna head down to the range and warm up a little bit. One of the things I think that's critical, and I'm gonna play a few holes this morning, get out on the course. It's Monday, it's not very crowded out here, but one of the things you have to do when you play golf, and especially if you're gonna play a challenging golf course like this course, is you gotta get warmed up before you play. I see way too many golfers just run straight to the first tee. They don't warm up, they don't spend any time on the short game or chipping or putting, they go right to the tee. And I always ask them the question, what's more important, the first shot you hit or the last shot you hit? And they're both equally important, but I gotta tell you, I think the first shot you hit during the day might be a more important shot because it sets the pace for the round. If you make a bad score on the first hole or you don't get off to a good start, then your round, it's challenging, right? So you gotta get warmed up. So I'm gonna go down to the range here. This is the back end of the range. This is, it's straight into the wind. I always practice into the wind. I hate practicing downwind. And you can actually hear the wind. It's very windy here. It is Oklahoma, by the way. And we're gonna scoot down here to the end of the tee. And I love this practice area down here. And it's straight back into the breeze. So now, one of the things I think that's so important is start small. One of the things that I have here, I have a little training aid that I use. And this is, we call it the swing thing. You can pick these up at Graves Golf, but I'm gonna warm up with this a little bit. I'll show you how I kind of warm up with this. I'm gonna go back and forth with it. And the reason I like this, because it's giving me the feeling of lag, but it's also helping stability. So because I'm going back and forth, it's working both sides of my body. So this is kind of my start of my warm up here. Whew, get me a little loosened up. All right, so I'm gonna start small. I'm gonna hit a few gap wedges, hit a few 8-irons. Oh, I'll probably go and hit a few 7-irons, maybe 6-irons. Grab that club. And then a few drivers. Now, I'm gonna do a quick warm up this morning. If I was playing in a tournament or something, I would probably go a little more through my bag, but I'm gonna get a quick warm up just to get a few shots in before we head out there. Start small. Start with the wedges. Just get yourself back into that rhythm. Now, I don't always aim at targets. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Right now, I'm just kind of aiming in the direction of a target. I'm just trying to get my body to feel, I mean, it is 8 o'clock in the morning, so I'm just trying to get my body to feel a little loose. And one of the things too, though, when I warm up and I'm getting ready to go hit the course, right, I'm not going to get super technical. This is not a time to get technical. This is just a time to get your body feeling pretty good, to get your rhythm back a little bit. By the way, it's windy here a lot. Just adds another element to that challenge for the day. And just so you know, just for a little tidbit of information, how hard this golf course is, I was in Las Vegas last week. I played Reflection Bay, kind of a resort course, but decent, okay course, and I shoot 64, so I played well. I came out here playing well and shot 5 over par. Just so you know how challenging this course can be. And I still hit it pretty good, but this course, even if you hit it good, doesn't mean you're always going to play well. And one of the things that I always rate, I try to do when I'm playing and getting ready to play, is how I feel. I kind of tap into how I feel a little bit. You know, do I feel loose? Do I feel, you know, good at my address position? And you've heard me talk about that before, how the address position to me, how I feel at the very first part of my swing, it determines how I hit it. You know, you feel good, you hit it good. So that's always a big deal to me. Okay, a couple more wedges here. One more and we'll get into something a little bit longer. And I'm not quite loose yet. I'm just kind of feeling it here. All right. Not too bad. Just hit a few 8 irons here. Like I said, I'm not getting super technical when I warm up. I'm not overly concerned about target line. I'm just warming up. Just really, and when I say rhythm, and I think some people misinterpret rhythm a little bit in the sense of, oh, I got to have really good pace. Rhythm to me is just getting the sequence back of my swing. It's not about, oh, stay in great rhythm. It's about making sure my timing is good. And that's just hitting golf balls and feeling loose. I'm not thinking about it. I'm just getting my ball striking back. So it's not really thinking about anything. It's just getting the feel back in my normal swing. And like that one felt a little better than the one before. Just timing felt better. I guaranteed if you looked at those two swings in video, they're exactly the same. One just had a little better, you know, feeling to it because I'm starting to get my body a little more loosened up. Just timing. Just timing. And the other thing too about getting ready to play is that too many people step out here and start thinking about their swing. They start getting technical in their swing. And if you're going to be technical here before you play, you got to think that you're going to be out there thinking technical stuff out there. And that's the last thing you want to do. I don't think, I'm so far away from technical swing thoughts in this process. I'm setting up, getting my body engaged. We'll talk about that on the course a little bit. And then hitting. So I'm literally just almost getting into my execution routine on the golf course where I'm just literally hitting shots. I'm not thinking about technique. I think the worst thing you can do out here is start getting too analytical. And by the way, I'm an analytical guy. I mean, by nature, I like studying things. I like understanding things. I like I like technical things, but you know, if there's a skill that I've learned and that I'd like you to learn, is how can you be technical on one sense? You know, how can you be technical when you practice and work on your game and in those practice sessions where you need to be technical, because I can do that, take video, use my 3D systems. But then I can also be non-technical, which is like right now. I'm just basically just getting set up, feeling good. And that's starting to feel better now. I'm just starting to get warmed up. Just the rhythm's coming back. So if the skill you need to learn is, how do you go from being technical to not technical at all? And that's just like a switch in my head I can flip on and off. So I just flip it off. Now I'm just working on how I feel. Starting to feel better. Starting to get that feeling, rhythm back. Almost. All right, a couple more, then we'll hit a couple drivers and we'll move on. All right, one more nice feeling 8-iron here. Almost. All right, let's hit a couple drivers. Here's the thing about driving the golf ball, and you've heard me say this before. To me, from a ball striking perspective, this is the deal breaker right here. If you drive the golf ball well, you play well. If there's any club that I practice with more than any other club, half of my practice, ball striking practice, is done with this golf club. 8-iron, how many times do you hit an 8-iron during a round? Once, twice, maybe? How many times do you hit a 3-iron? 0, once. How many times do you hit a wedge? Yeah, a few times, right? So your wedge is important. But the driver, you're hitting this at least 14 times around, probably. And then at the same time, not only are you hitting this times, this is positioning you for your approach shots. So to me, you have to get great with the driver. And that's really what, one of the things that Mo taught me was, I asked him what his favorite club was. He said the driver. So getting great with the driver is super important. So I've got to get loosened up here with this club because I'm going to hit it off the first hole. And yeah, I like to practice into the wind just because it just gives you a lot more definition of what the ball is doing. Single plane. All right, 2 more and we're pretty loose. Let's do 2 more. Hit that good. One more. Yeah. All right, feeling pretty good. I want to head over and hit a few wedge shots on the short game area and then a few putts, but you got to see this wedge game area. It's so cool, and I've been working on something I want to tell you about when I get over there. All right, so second most important club in the bag, and one of the things I like to warm up with a lot is just the wedge, and I just grabbed my 58 here. I've been messing around with some stuff in my short game. A lot of you guys have been asking about what I do in my wedge game. In a warm-up, look, I'm going to hit a bunch of shots because what are you trying to do here when you warm up is get feel, right? You're trying to get your feel back. Once again, I'm not getting technical. I'm just hitting some little shots around the green to get a feel of how the ball's coming off the face, and also how the green is reacting to the shot. So that's all I'm going to do here for a little bit. But then I want to show you something because yesterday, I'll tell you about when we get over there. It's really cool. So let's get a few little simple shots here. And one of the things that I do on these wedge shots is I don't get a lot of wrist action in it. I like to keep it pretty much just locked in a little bit. And that's when I hit my best, most consistent flight on the little pitch. Watch when I get angle in the wrist. See how it it punches the ball too much. So these are just little shots I'm hitting just to feel it. Then I might change directions a little bit. So let's go over here a little bit. Anyway, pretty decent feel there. Okay, so I want to show you something here. I'm going to grab a couple balls. And I want to show you what I was working on yesterday, because you're going to think this is cool. One of the things that to me, one of the most difficult things I have when I play is when you get in between yardages. For example, like I know how far this 58 goes when I hit it full. It goes 83 yards, right? So it's an 83-yard club for me. But what do I do when I'm 30 yards, or what do I do when I'm 60 yards? So what I've been working on, and you know me, how I think about the game, I'm trying to create a situation where there's less variables, right? Less things to think about, but just less variability. So I'm going to go right here. So right here is 27 yards. This is 27 yards from that flag. And this is what I've been working on. It's still kind of work in progress, so you can kind of follow me on this. But what I'm going to do on this shot here is when I take the club to 730, when I take the 58 to 730, watch the shot here, 730, that ball goes 27 yards. That's a 27-yard shot. So once again, I'm going to take it back to 730, right about here. And that didn't hit that one quite as good. That's about 26 yards. Let's do it again. So now, remember, I'm choking down, so I've made the club shorter, and here's a 27-yard shot. 27 yards, exactly. All right, now watch this. Step back with me for a second. So now, I'm going to go back to 54 yards, all right? So this is, over here is 54 yards. I believe it's right here. Here's where I was. All right. Now this, when I go back to 9 o'clock and everybody just arm parallel to the ground, this ball right here, choking down on the club, so now I'm down towards the end of the grip. This club here, that's 54 yards. Do it one more time. Choking down, 9 o'clock. 54, right next to it. Look at that, almost made it. Now, still a bit of work in progress. Maybe this is 53 yards. I'm still kind of working on my distances here. I'll be doing all this for a couple weeks. That's perfect right there, 54. That might go in. That's close. Again, 9 o'clock, 54. There it is again. Same shot. All right, what I'm doing here is I'm simply taking this club, and I've made 3 golf clubs out of this. I got a full shot, I got a 730 and 9 o'clock. And so now I got 3 yardages. Now when I'm on the course and I get to 30 yards, I know that somewhere at right about 730, that's gonna go about 30, right here at 9 o'clock. So now I got a little reference for me with the club to feel. Now I'll do this with my other wedge as well. Just wanted to show you some of the stuff I'm working on with my wedges. All right, so now one final thing that you gotta do before you head to the course is get the putter out, right? Let's get the putter out. Let's go hit some putts. What am I gonna do on the putting green? Once again, I'm not trying to make putts. One thing I like to do when I practice putting is this. I never like to hit a putt from the same spot twice on the practice green. Why is that? Well, because what happens, and we'll get over there and I'll tell you about it, what happens is when you hit putts from the same spot, you basically are making adjustments and compensation. So let's go to the practice green, check it out, I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, I was just driving to the practice green, but I saw a couple shots hitting here that I thought I might teach you about. This is the down slope, check this out. So you're on a down slope going into the bunker, and then let's say you gotta land it to that front flag, which is really risky because look, you can leave it in the bunker pretty easy. But one of the first things you have to do is you have to kind of assess the lie of the ball. That one's actually not too bad. But look at the slope. Slope's coming this way. So what I'm gonna do is I need to get the club down with the slope. See, if I stay back, I'm gonna hit the top of the ball. So I literally have to have two things going on here. I gotta have loft, get the ball up, so face has to be open and not lots of loft, and I gotta slide the club under the ball. So look at how I'm going down a little bit. And then I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna slide the club down underneath the golf ball. And look at that, pops it out. Look at that shot right there. It's about 2 feet. So really, this shot is all about the lie, because look at that one. That one's pretty easy. Look, I can slide the club under there. So once again, down with the slope. And look at that, pops it up. Not as good as the one before, but 5 feet. Again, good lie right here. Put your body where you can go down on the slope like this. Face is open. Look at that, perfect. Couple feet. Now, if you had a crappy lie, like let's say it's sitting on kind of tight lie, that one's riskier because the ball's obviously sitting down. It's hard to hit it high enough in the face. So I literally, I'm going to try it, but this one I've got to slide the club underneath there. You got to be a little bit scared about this one. Oh, I hit it good though. So that's 5 feet. Anyway, I thought I'd show you this one because now you're on down slope with a little lofted shot. You got to make sure you got some loft on the club, and you got to slide down the slope with the golf club. Just thought it would be fun to show you that one. So we're all family here. I struggle with my putting, and the reason, just so you know, I haven't played a lot of golf in the last 15 years because I've been working on Graves Golf in the company with my brother, but now I've been playing a ton of golf. And back when I was playing competitively and playing a lot of golf, I used a long putter, right, where you could suspend it against your body and putt. Well, now they've made that illegal. So I have been challenged with relearning how to use a shorter putter. So I've been working with my brother a lot on putting. So that's really where I spend some time right now is really working on my putting. I'm looking forward to getting a lot more experience in with putting because really putting's an experience thing. But one of the things that people do a lot of times is they hit 3 putts. Like, look, I got 3 balls here, and watch what happens. I'll hit the first putt, so I'll roll the first ball, right? And I made that one, but then if I would have missed it, then what happens is I can make these little adjustments, and pretty soon you're just making compensation after compensation after compensation, and putting's pretty easy because you just keep rolling this. You just make little micro adjustments to make it in. I don't like to do that when I practice. Let me show you how I really practice. So think about it for a second. On the golf course, every putt is unique. You're going to hit the first one 20 feet from the hole, next one 50 feet from the hole, next one 10 feet from the hole. So what I like to do is kind of scatter the golf balls around. And so now I've got to do a quick read, just like you would be on the golf course. So I'm going to catch a quick read on this and then go through my little process here of putting. And remember, I'm doing this as a warm-up, right? So look, I'm gonna miss a lot more putts this way because I'm literally having to pretend like I'm playing. But I'm getting at least a little feeling of, at least I'm getting a little feel for like I'm on the golf course. So this is kind of what I do when I warm up. I not only am warming up my putting, I'm warming up my reading, right? That's a challenge. That's the biggest challenge for me is reading greens. So I'm always practicing reading. And that to me, reading greens is going to allow me to go on the golf course and at least make better putting strokes, because I don't want to sit there and make a bunch of compensations for micro adjustments. I want to make a good read and a good line when I practice. So that's kind of what I'll do. I don't want to spend too long. I'll spend 5 or 10 minutes here just hitting some putts. I'll walk around to different holes and work on different reads. I probably won't go more than 20 feet on these putts, because then you got double breakers and stuff. Don't want to do that. But that's what I usually do before I head to the golf course. But let's head to the golf course. Hey, I just finished my warm up here. I'm gonna head to the golf course. But here's what's funny about this place is a lot of people say, well, what's the hardest hole in the course? Is it the first hole? Is it the second hole? Is it the third hole? Is it the fourth hole? This course is hard. So look, make sure you always get a great warm up in, because that first shot is just as important as the last shot you hit for the day. So I just finished my warm up. We're gonna get to the course, but don't forget that this series is about taking you to the golf course, and I'm gonna show you things on the course you've never seen me do, because you've asked me to head to the golf course. So don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button. Let's go to the first tee.